Yes, good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so in last lecture, I think we have seen the cache organization. Okay, that is a look aside and look through cache. All right. So in case of look aside cache, the now let me know what is the difference between look aside and look through cache. In which type of cache organization there is a use of local buses or separate buses? Look aside or look through? Yes, Soumyadeep, what is your answer? In which type of cache organization there is a use of a local bus or separate bus? So it doesn't use the memory or system buses. Am I audible, everyone? Why anyone is not responding? Any problem? Any problem? Then let me know why you people are not responding. There are very few people who are active during the sessions. Yes, Atul, you are right. It is a look through cache. It is a look through cache. Okay. So now we are moving toward the mapping of the caches. Okay. We have seen mapping in case of segmentation, mapping in case of paging. Now cache is another level of memory. When we talk about virtual memory, it is just physical memory and secondary memory. But now altogether cache is a different thing. Okay. Because the memory unit that we consider in cache is blocks, not pages or segments. These blocks are also called cache lines or cache blocks, or you can term it as small pages. Okay, that you can also say it as small pages. All right. So we have done up to look aside, look through, and now next thing is how writing operations will be handled. Okay, as we know that cache consists of copy of a data. Okay, the original data or original copy is present in the main memory, right? So we are just transferring or we are just copying a part of the main memory to the cache memory. That is an active portion of the program. What if after some time, because cache is the smallest memory, right? And is if we are having a multiple level of memory, then the first memory CPU would refer to is memory M1, which is nearest to it. That is a cache. All right. So as the size of a cache memory is small, so we need to frequently swapping and swapping out some block of data, right? But before swapping out any block from the cache memory into the main memory or backing store, we need to find out that which block will be taken into consideration for replacement. And the second thing is that is the block is modified or not. Okay, because the new updated data of a particular block is present in cache memory, but it is not present in the main memory. So we cannot overwrite it and we cannot take any random block. All right. So whenever the write operation is performed on the cache, okay, a temporary inconsistency occurs. That is inconsistency in the data of cache memory and inconsistency of data which is present in the main memory, right? Cache memory holds a new updated data, whereas main memory holds old data. Okay, so there is a temporary inconsistency. Okay. So each cache block in data memory of M1 or your memory M1 can have a change bit associated with it. What is a change bit? Okay, the name itself suggests that if the block is modified, then change bit is set to 1, and if it is not modified, then it is set to 0. So before replacing a block with a new block, its change bit will be checked, right? If the change bit is 1, that means a block has been modified, right? So before replacing the block with a new block, the content of a particular block will be written back to the main memory or M2 memory. Okay, and this technique is known as write back or copy back. This technique is known as write back or copy back. Okay, we are writing after, or we are copying the main memory first, and then we are loading the new block in place of the old block which is there in the cache memory. Okay, so firstly, whatever the data updation procedure is there or cache writing operation is there, it only update the cache memory. After updating the cache memory, the main memory will be updated afterwards. That's why it is called write back. Okay, so write back is updation of the backing store only when evicting item from the cache. So whenever we are removing any item from the cache, we are writing back a new copy of a block into the backing store or main memory. Okay. Now, what is an advantage of this technique? Okay. The advantage is that the multiple writes to same item is combined. Okay, if your data is changed frequently. Okay, for example, you have taken one block, that block contains a data X. And in your program, there is a for loop that is changing the value of X to X plus plus. All right. So data is being changed frequently. So we are not changing as soon as one value will be changed, but we are changing afterwards. Afterwards, when that block is chosen for replacement. So we have do not have to do multiple writing back operations, but we just have to do one writing back operation, and that is when the block is picked for the replacement. Okay. Disadvantage: eviction is more expensive, right? Any replacement algorithm which is there, we have to implement it in order to pick the block smartly, right? So that will add on some time, that logic will incur some cost, right? And again, the inconsistency will remain. Okay, till when the inconsistency will remain? Till the block is picked for the replacement. Tab tak ki inconsistency will be there between the main memory and the cache memory. Okay, so that is the write back. Now, an alternative to the write back is to transfer data words, okay, to both the memories, that is M1 and M2, during every memory write cycle. During every memory write cycle. Okay. So what is the difference? Write through is we are writing together into the main memory and cache memory simultaneously. So there will not be any inconsistency between the cache memory and the main memory, right? So alternative to the write back is to transfer the data over to both the memories, that is M1 and M2, during every memory write cycle. Okay, and that is why it is called write through operation. It is called as write through operation. Okay, is it clear, everyone? What is a write back and write through? These are the cache operation for writing. While reading does not change data, but if you are going to write something or modify something, that will change the data. All right. So there are two ways to keep the memory updated, write back or write through. Okay. Eviction is replacement of block. Replacement of the block. Cache memory is small in size. We are bringing the active portion of a program from main memory to cache memory, right? So for the placing the new block, we need to pick one block for the that will be transferred to the backing store or for the replacement purpose. Eviction is sending out. It is swapping out. Eviction is swapping out and replacing it with the new block. That is swap out, then swap in. Eviction का मतलब होता है निकालना in layman term, right? Fine. Is it clear what is write back and write through? Fine. So now there are some mapping procedure. As I said that the memory part of the memory is stored in the cache memory. मतलब we are copying into the cache memory, and to identify which part of the memory block is brought to the cache memory, we need to keep this mapping into the tag directory. So tag directory holds the tags of the memory. Okay, so this memory part is available in the cache memory, which is of 4 byte. This memory part is available in the cache memory, which is of 4 byte. This part is available in the cache memory, that is of 4 byte. So tag compare करेंगे, and after comparing the tag, it will be either cache hit or cache miss. All right. So now there are mapping procedure. Okay. So one procedure is called direct mapping, and a second procedure is called, which is called set associative mapping. It is called set associative mapping. So the direct mapping is one of the simplest technique, right? Where it will map each block of main memory into only one possible cache line. I already said what is a cache line. Cache line is nothing but it is a cache block. It's a cache block. All right. It is also known as cache line. Fine. So there is only one possible way to map the block of main memory into the cache memory. Okay. So let us consider that. Okay. Let us consider that M1 is the memory we do have. That will be a cache memory. Okay. It will be divided into number of regions, some number of regions, right? So let us say the size of memory is S1. The size of memory is S1, and that will be divided into 2 raised to S regions. And each region is of same size because blocks are of equal size. That's why it is known as small pages. Okay. So these regions we can write it as M10, right? M11, M12, and let us say it is M1 S1 minus 1. S1 minus 1. Okay. So these are called nothing but these are called blocks, or these are called sets. These are called sets. Right? Now each set okay, will store some block of data or consecutive word. Okay, so each set will store a block of n consecutive words. मेमोरी को डिवाइड किया स्मॉल इक्वल पार्ट में, और हर एक पार्ट क्या कर रहे हैं, कुछ डेटा को स्टोर कर रहा है. ओके, सो सम नंबर ऑफ वर्ड्स विल बी स्टोर्ड, राइट? Similarly, let us consider that M2 is another memory, which will be, let us say, our main memory. It is again divided into some number of blocks. Divided into some number of blocks. right? Let us say these blocks are M2 0, M2 1, and up to, let us say the size of M2 is S2, S2 minus 1. So as we are dividing the M1 into same size blocks, M2 is also divided into same size blocks. Okay. Then with direct mapping, okay, each block of M2, okay, is mapped into one specific set of M1. Okay. So with direct mapping, each block of M2, let us say this block is named as J, that is a jth block of M2, which is there in M2, okay, is mapped into one specific set of M1. Let us say the set of M1 is I. Set of M1, that is ith set in M1. Okay, but which set will be considered in M1? M2 से कोई ब्लॉक M1 में आ रहा है, so कहाँ पे प्लेस करेंगे? That will be determined by the formula. Which formula? I is equal to J modulo M, or J modulo, let us say S1, that is a size of memory M1. Size of memory M1. So where my jth block will be placed in M1, it will be placed according to the formula I is equal to J mod S1. J mod S1. All right. Where I is cache line number, J is main memory block number. Okay. Okay, it is reversed. J is main memory block number, I is cache line number, and M is number of cache lines in the cache. So total number of blocks which are there in the cache. Okay. So for example, is it clear first of all? So we have divided M1 and M2 into some number of blocks. Size of M1 will be less than size of M2. So if we are bringing some block from M2 into M1, then we need to find out where M1 should be placed, or where that block of which belongs to M2 will be placed. So that will be placed according to the formula I is equal to J modulo S1. S1 is the size of M1 memory. Okay. So let us consider that the S1 is having only two blocks or two sets. Okay, it is capable of holding two sets. So how it will look like? So we are having, this is my S1. Okay, it is consist of only two sets. हमने किसमें divide किया उसको? Two sets में divide किया, right? And that is, let us say we set M1 0. This is, and this set is known as M1 1. Similarly, I'm having a main memory, okay, which will have a multiple sets because size of main memory is more, right? So these are my main memory blocks, which will again be divided into some number of equal size sets, and these sets are M2 0, M2 1, M2 2, and so on up to M2 S2 minus 1, that is size, right? So if I want to bring any block of data, randomly pick any block from memory M2, right? Where we are going to place this data according to the formula I is equal to J mod S1. So according to this formula, every even address block in M2 is mapped to M10. जितने भी इवन एड्रेस ब्लॉक आएंगे कहाँ पे प्लेस करेंगे उसको M20 में प्लेस करेंगे, ठीक है। एंड जितने भी ऑड एड्रेस ब्लॉक आएंगे, ऑड एड्रेस ब्लॉक ऑफ M2, that will be mapped into M1 of 1. It is as simple as that. According to the formula, J is equal to I mod S1, right? So here I is the block number. I is block number in M2 and J is the block number which is there in M1 and S1 is the size of the block. So अगर आप इसमें apply करेंगे, right? So what will you get? The result you will get is even address block is mapped to M10 set and all the odd number block will be mapped to M11 set. Okay, so that's why this direct mapping scenario is simple. It is very much simple. Okay, is it clear everyone? First of all, yes or no, please say something.
मैम
Yes, please.
मैम यहाँ पे ये इवन और ऑड इस समझ में नहीं आया। मैप्ड टू M of 10 एंड मैप्ड टू M of
अच्छा, एक काम करो, S1 की साइज क्या है यहाँ पे? साइज ऑफ S1 is 2. ठीक है, दो ब्लॉक में डिवाइड किया है. लेट अस से आई वांट टू ब्रिंग ब्लॉक नंबर 4 ऑफ M2. ठीक है, ब्लॉक नंबर 4 ऑफ M2. तो मैं इस ब्लॉक को M1 में कहां पे प्लेस करूंगी, ये मेरा क्वेश्चन है. ठीक है, सो M1 में कहां पे प्लेस करूंगी? M1 का ब्लॉक नंबर मुझे पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, सो M1 ब्लॉक नंबर कैसे मिलेगा हमको? दैट इज अ ब्लॉक नंबर 4 ऑफ M2 मोड 2. तो क्या मिलेगा, 0 या 1? 0 मिलेगा. तो ब्लॉक नंबर 4 कहां पे प्लेस करेंगे? यहाँ पे प्लेस करेंगे. ठीक है, B4 यहाँ पे प्लेस करेंगे. किसका B4? M2 का B4 M1 में कहा जाएगा? 0 में जाएगा. यहाँ पे इसकी पोजीशन क्या है? 4 नंबर है. यहाँ पे कहाँ पे मैप करेंगे उसको? 0 में पे मैप करेंगे. लेट अस कंसीडर दैट आई वांट टू ब्रिंग ब्लॉक नंबर 5 ऑफ M2. तो मैं उसको M1 में कहाँ प्लेस करूंगी? M1 का कौन सा ब्लॉक नंबर आएगा? तो दैट विल बी 5 मोड 2. 2 क्यों? क्योंकि 2 हमने कंसीडर किया है कि S1 में नंबर ऑफ ब्लॉक्स है, नंबर ऑफ सेट है. ठीक है, यहाँ पे S1 में कितने सेट कंसीडर किए? ओनली 2. ओके, सो क्या आएगा आंसर 5 मोड 2 का? 1. सो B5 कहाँ पे प्लेस होगा? यहाँ पे प्लेस होगा. ठीक है, अगर आप ऐसे कंटिन्यू करोगे तो every even address block will be mapped to 0th set of M1 and every odd address block will be mapped to first set of M1. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? No doubt? Okay, fine. Fine. So now you see the hierarchy. What is the hierarchy? So previously what we are having in our address, that is a virtual address generated, we are having let us say block number, sorry, paging है तो page number page offset होता है. Now we are having a cache as well. Okay, so तो भी address generate होगा, that will be having 3 part. Okay, कौन से part? पहले तो कौन सा tag है, which tag? What tag says the part of the main memory. It identifies which part of the main memory is present in the cache memory. Okay. Part X of the main memory is present in the cache memory. But again, to which block? To which block of the cache memory that part of the main memory is assigned? Are you getting my question? Yes or no? Okay, we are having so many number of blocks in caches, and we are randomly or according to algorithm placing part of the main memory into the cache memory. So what we need to find out, first of all, we need to find out whether that memory block is present in the cache or not. That is identified by the tag. If that memory block is present in the cache, then what is the location of that block? And that will be identified by the line of set, or it is also known as set address. सेट नंबर 1 में है, 2 में है, 3 में है, 5 में है, कहाँ पे है? ठीक है, तो मेमोरी का पार्ट कैश में प्रेजेंट है, हाँ है, तो कौन से पार्ट में प्रेजेंट है विद इन द कैश. So that will be identified by the set address, whether set address 0, set address 1, 2, 3, or where, right? That we need to find out. Again, we find out that, okay, the part of the memory is present in the cache of the block number of that cache is, let us say, block number 5. After which we identify that, okay, this is block number 5. Now I want the word offset. Matlab, which word I am referring to. As our memory is byte addressable memory, so we are going to read 1 byte at a time. Okay, so let us say this is the entire university. What is your tag? Your tag is IT. Your tag is IT. Now you are assigned with 3 labs, lab 1, lab 2, and lab 3. So these are your sets in the IT. These are the sets in the IT. Lab 1 is a set, lab 2 is a set, lab 3 is a set. Okay, so now let us say you are in IT, your lab is assigned in lab number 1, that is your set address. Within that lab number 1, you are assigned a computer number 5. Okay, you are assigned with computer number 5. All right, so just wait for a minute. Okay, so your tag is IT. Lab number assigned to you is L1 because we are having 3 set L1, L2, and L3. That are the labs. Inside lab L1, you are assigned with computer number 5 or computer number 6. That will be your word offset. Okay, so your address consists of 3 parts: tag, set address, and word offset. Tag is the part of the main memory from where this block belongs to. Set number is the set or the block number of the cache memory, and offset is the displacement within the block. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Fine. So now we are moving on to the example of this same. Okay, so what your example is, okay, so let us consider the CPU is linked to byte addressable memory. Okay, CPU is linked to byte addressable memory via 32-bit address bus and 64-bit bidirectional data bus using a look-aside design. What is given with us? Okay, first thing we find out that, okay, my memory is byte addressable memory only. there is a 32-bit address mask, which means that the address generated by the CPU is a 32-bit. We are having data bus, but it is a bidirectional data bus, so it is a 64-bit. Okay, and cache organization within the system is LucasArts design. Okay, now the cache capacity given with us is 256 KB. What is the size of the cache? 256 KB. Okay, the cache block size, also known as set, given with us is 32 byte. Okay, 32 byte. What is given with us? The size of the cache memory and the size of the block size within the cache. All right. Now, what you need to determine? We need to determine how many bits are required to represent tags in the address. The first thing we need to do is to identify how many fields will be there in your address field. So there will be 3 fields in your address field. The first field will be tag, the second field will be set address, and the third field will be displacement. According to the question, what is given with us? Okay, this is the size of this memory, or the address length is 32 bit. Okay, what we need to find out of this 32 bit, how many number of bits are there? How many number of bits are there in tag to represent a set address? How many bits are needed? And to represent displacement, how many bits are needed? This is our question. Okay, fine. If the question is clear, question clear? Okay, it is clear to Soumyadeep and Gautam. Fine. Okay, so first thing you have to find out how many blocks will be there in the cache memory. Okay, number of blocks you have to find out. Okay, what did you have to find out? Number of blocks in the cache. Cache size दिया है, block size दिया है. If you want to find out number of block, then it will be 256 KB, that is a cache size divided by block size. Right? So कितने blocks हो गए? Anil, wait. कितने blocks हो गए? Cache size upon block size. Cache size is 256 KB and block size is 32 byte. Okay, so yes, Fenil says it is 8K block. It is not just 8 block, it is 8K block. Okay, so it will be 8K block. So if we are going to represent it, then it is equivalent to 2 raised to 13 blocks. 2 raised to 13 blocks. So cache memory holds 2 raised to 13 blocks. All right. So how many bits will be needed to represent a set address or a block address? 13 bits. Yes. So one answer we got, it is a 13 bit. Right? Set address को कितने bit से represent करेंगे? 13 bits से. क्यों? क्योंकि total block है 13 bits. So 13 bits will be needed for set address. Right? What is the next thing with us? Next thing that is with us is block size. Block size is 32 byte. Okay. Block size is 32 byte. All right. And our memory is a byte addressable memory. So within the block, if you want to address 1 byte, how many bits needed? Yes, Fenil, very right. 5 bits will be needed. All right. Within the block, if you want to identify 1 byte, then it is 2 raised to 5, right? 32 is 2 raised to 5. So 5 bits are needed for displacement within the block. I said within the block. That is your line number, or let us say page number 5 and line number 32. 32 is your displacement. All right, all right. So for displacement, how many bits are needed? 5 bits. What is left with us? Only tag. So tag identify करने के लिए क्या करेंगे? 32 minus 13 plus 5. How many bits are needed to identify a tag? It is a 14 bits, right? It is a 14 bits. All right. Is it clear? Yes. All are doing good and very quick. All right. So there is a next question for you. Okay. The question is, we are having an 8 KB direct mapped write back cache. Okay. Again, the cache is divided into blocks. The cache is organized as multiple blocks. Each of 32 byte. Block size is 32 byte given with us. Size of the cache is given with us. Okay. We need to find out that how many number of, okay, the address generation, your CPU generate 32-bit address. Okay. Again, we need to find out the number of bits reserved for tag, number of bits reserved for set address, and number of bits reserved for the displacement. Okay. Once you are done with this, I'm going to extend this question. Okay. So do it right now. I'm going to extend the question once you are done with this. Okay, 8-bit for set address, again 32 byte, 5-bit for displacement, and whatever left will be reserved for the tag. Do it fast, everyone. It is very much simple, okay? How many number of blocks will be there in the cache? 2 raised to 8, okay. Physical address 32 bits, displacement 5, set address 8, and tag is 19 bits. Very right. Okay, your answer is right. Okay, now I'm going to extend the question. Okay, let us consider that we are having an additional unit which is called cache controller. maintains the tag information for each cache block. Cache controller maintains the tag information for each कैश ब्लॉक. जितने भी कैश में मेरे ब्लॉक है सबकी इंफॉर्मेशन कहाँ पे रहेगी? कैश कंट्रोलर में रहेगी. व्हाट इंफॉर्मेशन? मेमोरी के कौन से पार्ट से वो ब्लॉक हमने लिया है इनटू द कैश मेमोरी, राइट? ओके. अगेन दिस कैश कंट्रोलर इज हैविंग more information about the block. What this information are? The cache controller maintains the tag information for each block comprising of one valid bit and one bit for modification. So one valid bit and one modified bit. Okay. Now what we need to find out, what is the total size of memory in the cache controller to store tags for each cache. To store tag for each cache. Okay. टैग डायरेक्टरी में क्या एंट्री है? जो टैग रहेगा उतना बिट रहेगा. सपोज 19 बिट फॉर टैग इट इज ऑलरेडी गिवन. सो लेट अस से तुम्हारी मेमोरी में कितने ब्लॉक है? 2:8 ब्लॉक है. तो 2:8 ब्लॉक की टैग इंफॉर्मेशन रहेगी. अगेन विथ टैग इंफॉर्मेशन दो एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन है, वन बिट फॉर वैलिड बिट एंड अनदर बिट फॉर मॉडिफाइड बिट, राइट? तो पूरा टेबल है. टेबल में क्या एंट्री है? 2:8 ब्लॉक्स है. हर एक ब्लॉक का टैग रहेगा और हर एक टैग के साथ उसका वैलिड एंड मॉडिफाइड बिट रहेगा. सो व्हाट वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट, टोटल नंबर ऑफ size of memory in the cache controller to store tags for each cache. Okay, each cache for the cache, not each cache for the cache. जैसे आपने लास्ट टाइम फाइंड किया था साइज ऑफ द पेज टेबल, सिमिलरली वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट द साइज ऑफ द कैश टैग डायरेक्टली. ओके. Yes, it is 21 for tag, right, Soumyadi? 19 bit for tag already there. Again with 19 bit of tag we are having 1 bit for modification, 1 bit for validation. और इतने कितने बिट है हमारे पास? We are having 2:8 blocks. Yes, Soumyadi, you are right. All right. So हमने क्या फाइंड किया? टैग एड्रेस फाइंड किया which is of 19 bit. बट कैश कंट्रोलर क्या स्टोर कर रहा है? 19 बिट के साथ एक वैलिड बिट और एक मॉडिफाइड बिट भी स्टोर कर रहा है. सो टोटल 21 बिट, राइट? Now we are having 2:8 cache blocks और हर एक कैश ब्लॉक्स का टैग इंफॉर्मेशन कितनी बिट की रहेगी? 21 बिट की रहेगी. सो जो आंसर आएगा दैट विल बी द साइज ऑफ द टैग डायरेक्टरी, कैश टैग डायरेक्टरी. दैट विल बी द साइज. ऑलराइट. यस रिया. यस, राइट. इट इज 5376. यस. Okay, so I hope it is clear what is a direct map cache. All right, fine. So wait while I'm noting down the attendance. Do not leave the meeting. All right. Set associative mapping we'll see in tomorrow's lecture because again it will take more time. So I'm not starting today. So material related to this chapter number 6 is shared with you. Again, this direct mapping and set associative mapping is not shared. Okay, once we are once we are done with this topic and the document is complete, I'll share it with you. Okay. Yes, Pinky, this assignments will be created shortly.